How did you rise up against a bully? Emily and I were inseparable as kids. We spent almost every afternoon after school at my house, playing pretend and writing in this big pink notebook that we called The Document. The document had everything in it. Discussions of what boys were cute, plans for what we wanted to be when we were grown up, secrets we hadn't told anyone, everything. More on that later. I thought Emily and I were going to be friends forever. But in middle school, she joined the yearbook club. For whatever reason, the yearbook girls at our middle school were like the top of the top socially. Emily promised she was just joining because she wanted to take pictures. But as soon as she started hanging out with them, it was like a switch flipped. Emily started making fun of whatever I was wearing first thing every morning. I would try to wear the most boring, inoffensive stuff possible so they wouldn't pay attention to me, and she would still find something to mock, whether it was the color of my shirt or how my butt looked in my jeans. She and her new friends left post-it notes on my locker that were allegedly from boys in our class, but were obviously from them, telling me they were in love with me and how hot I looked in my gym uniform and how I should call them and ask them to be my boyfriend. On weekends, they would prank call my house. It was really awful. I even started going to therapy because losing my best friend that way was really hard. By the time we got to high school, things had cooled down somewhat. Emily and I definitely weren't friends anymore, but the yearbook girls had been split up among different schools. Emily still hung out with the popular crowd, and I definitely didn't. But they'd mostly grown out of outright bullying me and just ignored me. I joined drama club and actually ended up finding a really good group of friends. So for the first time, school wasn't that bad. My parents were so relieved that I was having a better time because they'd been worried about me for years. So when my 16th birthday rolled around, they surprised me by telling me they were throwing me a really elaborate party. I was shocked. My parents are not the extravagant type, but they went all out, and it sounded like it was going to be amazing. They leaked the details to me little by little to draw out the suspense, which was cute of them. It became kind of a game with me and my friends, where I'd come to school and every few days I'd have a new piece of info about the part. There's going to be catering. They're putting up a tent in our backyard. We're having live music. It kind of became like our party more than just my party, and I was so psyched to share it with them now that I finally had good friends. But because we were talking about it a lot, I guess word got out around the school, and people who weren't originally invited started asking me if they could come. I had to say no to everyone because I knew my parents were already dropping a ton of money on this, and I wasn't going to burden them with extra guests. Most people were really understanding when I told them that was the reason, and I let them down really gently, except for Emily. When Emily had the nerve to approach me and ask me if she could drop by my party, I actually laughed in her face. I said, "Oh, now you want something to do with me?" Like, the audacity. I thought that was the end of it, but then the party happened. I was having an amazing time with my friends at this incredible party in my backyard, and then who should roll up but Emily with a few of her friends. They came in so nonchalantly and just started milling around and eating the appetizers and ordering mocktails. Emily was totally avoiding eye contact with me, and they were all just acting like they belonged there. My friends obviously knew I did not want Emily there, and kept asking me what the hell she thought she was doing. I approached her and told her that she needed to leave. She popped a shrimp in her mouth and said, "Make me." So I did. I'm kind of a hoarder, so I knew that way in the back of my closet I still had the document, in all its pink composition book glory. So I went inside, grabbed it, and picked out a few choice packages. When I came back out to the yard, I asked the band to stop the music for a minute and took the microphone. I said that since my oldest friend had decided to come, I wanted to share some of our fondest memories, and I started reading from the document. Passages included: 1. Her confession that she was really curious what dog poop tastes like. 2. Her revealing that, "I'm the one who put my sister's hamster in the microwave, but I told everyone it was my brother." 3. Her nighttime routine. "I like to touch myself below my belly button and think about my mom's feet," etc. Everyone was losing it, laughing at her, including her little friends who she brought. Emily tried to charge the stage and take the document away from me, but my friends held her back. She tried to get her friends to leave, but they told her no way. They wanted to hear the rest of this, so she finally just left on her own, crying. I don't feel bad at all. My only regret is that I didn't use the document to shut her up back in middle school.